Well, good evening. Welcome back to VP4TV. We'll get yet another World Championship underway. Excuse me. Well, good evening. Welcome back to I'll just turn the volume down on my phone. Hang on a minute. We've got a round 2 match coming up at the top of the hour. Excuse me, I'm getting a fits of cough now. I'm sure it's round 2 between Sergeresh and Tommyy. But while I've been away at dinner, I noticed that Whiskey and Bedhead are underway as well. I don't know when they started. We'll pop in and have a quick look. And we can see Bedhead at the table with a 5-rack lead. Welcome to Cobra. This was not on the bracket, on the schedule, so it's happened pretty recently. It wasn't on earlier today when I looked. Oh, don't tell me Steve's decided he's going to be here. Or he's just coming in for a look. Hang on to a tab out and see whether he's going to be here or not.
No, I said I wasn't going to be here for this morning's.
Well, it never happened anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it because Woody bottled out of it and forfeited.
Yeah, I haven't seen Woody. I looked at his page. It'd been a week since he'd been active. I don't know what's going on with him. He's not around.
Yeah. This match that's going at the moment between Bedhead and Whiskey, that was something that wasn't on the schedule between the time I was here this afternoon and the time I went to get my dinner. And when I came back, this is up and running, but this is not the match we're going to be covering. So in fact, what time is it? It's about 2 minutes to go, so I'm going to leave the room and check the lobby and see if anybody showed up yet. Sergeresh is there. No sign of Tommyy. At least I can't see him.
Tommy will be here. Hi to Cobra. Hi to Bill.
Good afternoon, Bill. Well, I made the video evidence of that. I hope you'd a look at it. With my expletive in it as well, I noticed. Well, as I said to Steve, the only thing that you can do is keep an eye on him. And be in a match where he's playing in the next round. So how long have we got? We've got a minute to go. And in fact, there he is, Tommy's in. So that room will be going up and we'll get ourselves in. Well, that's why that's one reason why I'm not a tournament director anymore, because I would have booted him out the door after telling him more than 3 times.
Well, I thought about doing it, but then I also realized Pam quit in the middle of the match. I mean, you need to play these matches out, protest it, and then I can make a decision. Instead, you know, Tam quits and I get a bunch of complaining through the grapevine, which really isn't the way to do things.
Well, he quit after the third time he'd done it and didn't acknowledge the rule. That's probably why he ended up quitting. That and the fact he had no chance of winning. You know, so I think that was inevitable. It was going to happen. But anyway.
Yeah, Tam had no chance.
Right, the room is up.
Saying?
Oh, I mean, it was well.
Why has the guy got to cheat in a match he's going to win? That's what I got questioning. Well, why would a guy cheat in a match he's going to win?
Well, I wouldn't accuse him of cheating. I would just accuse him of sheer ignorance. When clearly he understands English, you can't deny that when you look at the chat. And secondly, he was told 3 times how to miss call, and at no point did he acknowledge that at all, and at no point did he actually do it. So I think after you've told somebody once how to control and miss call, it should sink in. The first time he never acknowledged at all, and then after the second time me saying it, he started returning chat. And then, of course, he did it a third time, and that was just one time too many for Tam, and he got out.
Well, I'm certainly going to watch his next match if I can. Let's see. Let me see where he is in this thing.
He plays Bullabog next, which according to Paul, that's Paul in another disguise. If I understood the chat that he said the other night. Well, Bill says he knew the rules. I mean, I don't know because I never watch him playing anything. So I only thought he played snooker, so I can't comment on how he's played in other games or in other rooms or anything like that. So we're underway. First to 17.
Yeah, well, I think a reckoning's coming for that guy.
He cheats all the time in 8-ball too. When told to miss call, he just says LOL.
Yeah, well, if he gets DQ'd and he complains that he doesn't know the language, I'm going to tell him I don't know about excuses either, because it sounds like he knows what's going on.
Well, he put it this way, Steve. He knew what was going on after the first time he did it, because I told him, and then Tam was telling him, and then he did it a second time, and then he did it a third time. I mean, how many times do you have to tell somebody before you decide they're ignoring what you're telling them?
That was good speed on that shot by Sergeresh. This should be an interesting match.
Who's Pat? You're trying to tell me that's the name of a Chinese guy? His name's Pat. So he's Irish Chinese, is he?
Well, that might be his English name. Most
that's
Chinese take on English names, and they typically phonetically sound similar to their Chinese name.
Well, I'll tell you something. There's the local Chinese that I've been going to for, well, how long? It must be nearly 50 years now. Oh, HK guy. All right. And his name is Kenny. Everybody calls him Kenny. So Sergeresh should have been off the mark, but couldn't follow the job through.
Well, you might have a name like XI, NG, and it might be pronounced something like Joan.
Right,
and so they take the name Joan in English.
Answer me this then, Steve. Why is it all the Chinese snooker players, the snooker pros over here, have all got their Chinese names and they aren't all called Robbie or John or Jimmy?
Well, again, when they do take an American name, they typically try to make it sound phonetically the same, but they don't have to. I mean, you know, I think it's good that they're not taking American sounding names, because then you maybe you're going to sort of get used to them. Although I will say, I'm not very good at differentiating the Chinese pool players that are using their Chinese names.
Cobra, they're only called Jimmy in Glasgow. Well, Charlie's a bit of a. I mean, that's a bit of a sort of throwback to the Vietnam War, is it not? Or what war was that? Was it the Vietnam War, or was it the one before it? Was it the Korean War? Anyway, that was
the
That was a military terminology for them.
Half the Koreans take the American name Lee, and the other half take the American name Kim. So there's this one woman playing on the LPGA tour. She took the name Lee 6. Lee with the number 6.
Lee 6. That differentiates who she is in the batting order.
Sergeresh plays some interesting shots for shape. And some of them are actually pretty good. He underhit that one a teeny bit, but you had to have an angle on the 8. Better come up short. And that's the second cut down the rail he's missed.
And that's the second rack that should have been his that he's lost.
Yeah. I mean, he's playing giveaway. It's brutal when you play a rotation game and you keep missing the last few balls.
Welcome to semi-pro.
That's a fast way to lose your money.
This is just a stop shot. Just stop it right there. Now these are painful. And you know full well the rack should have been yours.
Well, the bad thing about games like pool is that the shots that are really good don't help you as much as the shots that are really bad hurt you. You can make the most wonderful plays through the rack, and then you dog the last ball or two, and it's not pretty.
Oh, you can't say nitty gritty anymore because it's racist. I've never heard of that one. What was it I said? I typed something in the lobby one day, purely innocently, and Steve was all over me like a bloody rash and muted me because I used a racist terminology. I can't remember what the word was, but I didn't know it was. But remember that? You must have a good memory, Steve. You must. I can't remember what it was. What did I say?
You must have said you were Scotch.
No. I typed a word and I can't remember what the word is, but according to you, it was racist. Well, Tommy having to kick.
We're hoping that we can get him matched up with Stubb.
Well, that's a good effort.
Well, that's a nice shot there.
Very well played. Well, I said that yesterday when this all happened. I said, thank God Stubb isn't playing because you'd have heard him screaming from the rafters. It's racist terminology for a Chinese takeaway. Where the hell did you hear that? Nitty gritty.
Chinese takeout? How can that be racist?
No, I don't get that at all. Who told you that?
Actually, I do understand it could be racist because people are doing crazy shit now, calling stuff racist. You never know.
I mean, this is the thing I keep saying it about racism. I mean, in Scotland, there's not a person I've met locally, I'm talking about, where they say, well, what are you having to eat tonight? I'm having a chinky. That's all for a Chinese meal. But that's racist now. That's what I mean. And they say, well, what do you fancy? Do you fancy a Chinese or do you fancy an Indian? I mean, is that racist? We're talking about food. Nitty gritty is from the slave trade, is it? I still can't fathom in what term it's meant though. Well, the bad news is for Sergeresh, it's now 3-0, but this case, Tommy's deserved it. The kick in the 4-ball got him in.
You guys still want shot clock, huh? Am I going to be forced to put shot clock in?
Well, that's what I said. 45 second and a 15 second. That kept Larry happy because he wasn't quite happy that it was 30 seconds that we said. So Twitch
Well,
keeps pausing.
I'm thinking more like 30 with two 10-second extensions.
Right. Well, go for that then. Twitch keeps pausing. See, Twitch has been a problem the last few times, and I've changed
I'm on YouTube
nothing.
right now.
Nothing in my settings at all. Low ball not hit first. So here we go again. Here's Sergeresh now with ball in hand.
Well, this is a little tricky here.
It's not
This
quite
3
as
ball's
easy.
a problem, and the 9 ball's a problem, and the 4 and 5 are together. This is a tricky rock.
Tommy's saying that he clicked to push Control and P. He said, well, he didn't say he hit Control and P. Obviously he didn't, because he ended up playing a shot to a ball that wasn't the ball on, and it gets called a foul.
Well, that's one reason to use the fuller HUD, so that when you do it, you can look up in the upper right and,
That's exactly,
and see it where
exactly
it's saying
right.
push.
Yeah, I've always got the full HUD on. I've never had it off. Always on. Or,
Well,
I mean,
this is a pretty good chance to play a lockup safety here.
yeah.
He's got some pretty nice options here for safes.
I wonder what he's looking at here, though. He's calling the 8 ball, so he's looking to play a combo here.
Yeah, this is a bold move, especially because he may not come up with a shot.
Well, he has now.
Well,
So what?
he hit it pretty darn good.
That's all very well, but he's got to get to that 10 ball, and that's not going to be quite as easy because where the 9 ball's tucked away.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with taking chances as long as you execute them. If you're comfortable with the shot and you can execute it, more power to you. As soon as you start taking questionable shots and screwing them up, then, you know, that's not good. Well done there. That's a nice shot.
Well, the nice shot is about to happen if he gets decent enough in this 7 ball.
Well, he gets good on the 7. Getting to the 9's pretty easy. Let's put it this way. In real life, if I had this situation, I'm getting on that 9 ball. Probably getting on it real good. As long as I'm comfortable with the table. Now, he's too thin here, so he's going to have to spin this up. This is tricky. You got to hit this really good.
Uh-oh.
And he didn't.
Uh-oh. And it's, how many racks is he going to throw away here?
Well, and the thing is he throws it away and with a total sellout. Sergeresh is one of these guys that could be a lot better. Tommy's improved. Tommy's one of the guys that I used to say that about. He's improved some. He could be better than he is now, but he's improved. Yeah, semi-pro, he is going to get DQ'd.
Now, what's happened to Sergeresh here? Is he gone? Not looking good here. Might have a disconnect. You figured it out, Bill. Let me just show you it again so you can figure it out even more. Hang on a second.
Get him out of the whole game. I'll DQ him a match, and
see if
he does it again, I'll DQ him out of the tournament. And you know, if he continues to do it in playrooms, I just say, you know, don't play with him. But I have fined people. I fined Jana for quitting before. I've got something in. I mean, you know, if I did what the players think I should do, Stubb would have been tarred and feathered.
Steve does have a point, guys. He does have a point.
Look at that shot. Wow. That was something else, the shot he just shot.
Yeah, well,
Except for the fact he doesn't have a shot on the 2.
well, part of the fact it was a missed call.
Oh, it was a missed call.
Yeah.
I thought he played that.
I can't understand that guy. That's the bit that puzzles me about that guy. I mean, he spends money buying $V. He likes to play a chunk of tournaments in the afternoon.
He's been fined once, and I sent him a message that he's going to get fined again if he keeps doing it. So I'll probably fine him again.
Well, the thing is, you should just check his profile on a sort of 2-day basis, and you'll see how many forfeits he has. Where he just doesn't show
right
up.
now. I haven't done that in a while.
Well,
see, now that I have the find capability where it actually puts an explanation, because when I find him, I can put an explanation as to why.
Yeah. And do you think somebody like Jana needs to be told why? I don't think he does. I think he's.
Let's see. John Boo forfeited. Jana forfeited to semi-pro on the 13th and the Power Slam on the 11th. Stefan on the 11th. Chimpy on the 10th. I'm not sure when I sent him that email with a message.
Well, I kind of thought Bedhead would give Whiskey a drilling because Whiskey mostly plays snooker.
Oh, you guys are distracting me. Let's see. Did he get one?
I had to leave due to real life. Is there such a thing as real life semi-pro? I never realised that. Was that semi-pro? Was that semi-pro in the list there for quitting again? Oh, I get him fined. He never learnt from his first fine that he got. Do him again. If anything, just to annoy him.
Okay. So, since I've sent him that message,
How many times is it given? Is it single at one hand or is it two hands you need?
since I've sent him the message, he is not forfeited. So I'm not going to fine him.
Well, that's a surprise. Well, here we go again. I'm going to jinx him, but he's got 4 balls to get here to go on the board.
Here. Remember when Stubb was quitting early, and I fined him, and you guys said it wouldn't work? Well, guess what? It did. He hasn't quit early since.
No, he hasn't.
And Jana knows because I've already fined him once before.
Oh, there we go again. Well, Sergeresh,
I'm blaming that on you. I'm blaming that on you, Hugh.
He just can't go the distance. Hopefully that's not what his wife says either, but at the end of the day, he just can't get the job done here.
Well, if I was him, I'd have a headache.
Because, I mean, it's only 10 ball. It's only one more ball than 9 ball, and it's about potting balls. I mean, what could be simpler than that? And Sergeresh is good enough to roughly know how to move the cue ball, so he's got no excuse whatsoever.
I guarantee he's got a headache. I got a big headache once. I'm playing a Mark Gang in this tournament, and I'm playing really good. And the Mark Gang's a champion, and we're playing for the. I think we were in the top 12 at that point, so it was in the losers bracket. Was playing to go into the top 8 out of 192 players, and there's a lot of money in this tournament. And I got about 200 people watching the match, and I'm up on him, and I dogged this 9 ball, and all I remember was the groan the crowd made, and I ended up losing the match, and I had a headache for like 2 days.
Was that
I'm telling you, you'll make yourself physically ill.
Was that from going to the bathroom and bouncing your head off the tiles?
Well, it was just from dogging it will cause you pain.
Well, it's 5-0. Here we are again. I mean, how often are we going to say this tonight? Well, he's not getting there in
This
the
is
three
no
ball.
good.
I think he might have a bank on. Let's have a look. No, yes, he does. He does have a bank, I think, but he's not playing it.
No, he doesn't have a bank.
Trying
But
to duck.
this is a smart play, see, you know, duck. And that was almost a good shot. So he left him a cut down the rail, or this is a very easy safety. I'd be tempted to play safe here. And I'll tell you why.
So would I.
Because you can drive people crazy. That's not a very good safety.
Nope, this is another chance for Sergeresh. Got to get a hold of the cue ball here a bit, though. Yeah. Watch the cue ball. Uh-oh. I think he's okay. I've just counted 12 forfeits from...
What did I say, Semi-Pro? Are you not listening to me, or are you just trying to piss me off?
He hasn't forfeited since Steve fined him at Semi-Pro.
No, he hasn't forfeited since I sent him the message.
Or a message that he was going to fine him.
He's already been fined once.
Now, is there an edge in that 60 pot it? I think there might be. There might just be. Oh, he's overcut it.
Oh, it's probably been a year since I fined him. He's asking for it again. This time it'll be bigger.
Right.
But I also had to send him a message telling him I fined it because I didn't have a fine system. Now I can find anybody and it goes in their charge history and it has a...
Now,
it says what it's for.
I've got a suggestion, Steve. These fines that you're pocketing off these players, why don't you put the V dollars into a tournament fund and let it build up?
I could. Semi-Pro wants to. Semi-Pro's. He wants to get fined again. Actually, it's since the 13th of December, and that's when I sent him the message. How many times do I have to say? He has not forfeited since I sent him that message. What do you need, Semi-Pro? Do you need me to draw you pictures?
Well, Sergeresh is off the mark. Hallelujah. Five ball.
Well, you never know. Sometimes people come alive once they break the ice. But I will say this about Sergeresh. He plays too loose with the cue ball. He plays area position all the time, and times when you need to be precise. His cue ball isn't bad, but it's not precise enough, and that's what gets him in trouble.
See, that's too heavy, that safety by Tommy, because, you know, where he wanted to be was right up in that corner pocket. That's where he wanted to be with the cue ball.
I'm not talking about you in this anymore because you don't listen. I don't actually know when because there's no record of it because I didn't have the fine system when I did it.
That's better. So now, here we go. You're kicking at a one ball, so you call the side pocket on the right-hand side. Just in case.
Yeah, this is an easy safety really here. Oh, well, that's not how you hit it. That's the wrong way to hit it.
Scratch.
See, that was out of control. All you had to do is hit the side of the one ball and send it down. You had a real good chance of getting behind the 2 or the 8.
Well, Tommy's not going to run out here. That's one thing, but he's going to have Sergeresh in trouble, I would think.
I don't know about that. You could definitely run this out. This is pretty easy. Just stop this ball and then bank the 3 off the rail into the 6. This is actually a pretty easy shot. See, that's not recognizing. So trying to do something fancy, and look at what he does himself. All he had to do was stop that ball and play the 3 off the rail into the 6.
I would never have done that. And this is players trying to get spectacular when the sensible shot's staring them in the face.
Yeah, I mean, you could maybe try to play safe, but I mean, it was a pretty easy shot to make the 6 ball. I mean, you certainly didn't want to do what he did. That's a good shot there. That's nice and controlled. That's the kind of, safety play. He's playing for that.
Sergeresh going to call the corner pocket. Can he get past the 10? Let's have a look.
Yeah, you got to call the corner here. The thing is
he's calling it. He's calling the bottom left-hand corner.
Oh, he's going the other way. That's actually a smart move because it's easier to get safe that way. He's not gonna, but he had a better chance of getting a safety there. He needed to hit it a little bit on the right side of the 3 so the cue ball came back behind the 10. You think, oh, well, these shots Steve's talking about are hard. Well, they're really not that hard, especially if you practice them. You practice kick shots and you practice kicking safe. I mean, we used to play games where we'd play games where the idea was just to kick safe. You sit there for 2 hours playing kick safes. You guys don't do that. Nobody ever practices stuff like that, but they're not as hard as you think if you practice them. That's a nice shot there. And
well, this is going to be a bit tricky. He's got to get this cue ball running here. Probably 3-4 rails to get on this 7 ball. 1, 2, 3.
Overhit it. It was the right idea. He just overhit it. He's okay though. I mean, he should be able to. I'd bank this probably. You can cut this in the side, but I'd probably bank it.
I still didn't see what pocket he called it in. No, he hasn't called it yet. Right.
Yeah, I need to move the tip down some. A little left English, move the tip down and stun it off the end rail. Which he's not doing, which is a mistake. He needs to move the tip down. See where the cue ball went?
Uh-huh.
That's why he needed to move the tip down and stun it off the end rail, because that's no good on the 8 ball.
Well, one good pot, and he should be on his second rack here.
Well, semi-pro, I can't get on you too much about that because I'm in the same boat.
I don't know why he just didn't pot the thing.
I don't know. It might have been pretty tight there. I think he was trying to pot it. And that's never a bad play. He could have shot that and kind of dealt with the scratch and got around it, but you do stuff like this, you are letting your opponent to the table with a chance, but if you don't have a guaranteed gimme shot and the safety's a guaranteed gimme, it does frustrate people when they keep having to kick at balls. And that's sort of the danger of doing it, is that you could end up losing the game playing safe, but the chances are you're not gonna.
Yeah, it can backfire on you on the odd occasion, but probably 8 times out of 10 you're going to get a good result from it.
Yep.
Excuse me. Well, just cut it back to the short rail and go to the long grass.
Well, the biggest problem was where he put the 7 ball. If you put the 7 ball at 1/8 to a 1/4 inch off the rail, that's a pretty good kick. If you put it an inch or 2 off the rail, that's a pretty hard kick.
Got to get the pace right on this. It was good pace, but not the good line. Welcome to Potman.
Well, it looks like Sergeresh is going to get another game, although hopefully I'm not jinxing him. Yeah, I'd like to see everybody in this game get better. The biggest issue is that the guys that have gotten better the most since I've been watching a lot of these world championships have been the best players. You know, and there's a reason why they're the best players, because one is they practice, two is they do pay attention to all the details and try to figure out how to get better. That's one of the reasons why they're the better players.
No, Potman, he didn't, because it's gentle Steve we're talking about, not hard-headed Hugh we're dealing with here.
This is an easy safety.
Yep, tuck
He's
him in
not going to play safe here.
Tuck him
But
in
this
behind
is
that
an easy.
cue ball.
This is an easy safety.
Can't miss. Cannot miss.
He's playing a two-way shot. He's playing a two-way shot here.
That's a disaster.
That's just terrible.
That's horrible.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing a two-way shot where you shoot at it and play position. The only problem with that kind of shot in the side pocket is you could hit the far titty and it comes back and you sell out. Comes back and gives them a combo on the 10 or something. But, you know, if you're not sure, then just play the safe.
Well, it's a bit of a long shot that Sergeresh is going to get out here, though.
I think he was trying to bump that, but that was a pretty half-hearted effort. This is where you draw back to the end rail, and then you play safe.
Then you tuck him up again. He's overhit that.
So you don't do that. Yeah, you can just come back to the end rail and just lock him up on the 4-ball.
There's too many players don't know their limitations. They try and do crazy stuff when all you had to do was get into the top end of the table and then nail that cue ball behind the 4 or the 8.
Yeah, they're watching Stubb too much. And the thing is about Stubb is pretty good at the crazy stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a good strategy. I'm just saying that Stubb is better than most at doing crazy stuff. And when you're somebody else and you're trying to do crazy stuff, you know, Stubb it hurts Stubb. Okay, it's not a positive for him, and he's good at it. So if you're not good at it, then what's going to be for you? And that is maybe not going to work. It's close. I think it goes. It's tight. It should throw in there.
Cue ball's going in the right direction for the 5-ball. If it's got legs, no, he's overcut it. In fact, he didn't even get there to the 5-ball, so it was never going to be a good result, even if the 4 had gone in.
Yeah, well, let's see what he does here. This is actually pretty simple. This is not the way to play it the way he is. See, this is just the wrong way to play this. You want to play that with right English and just come around the corner past the 8. I don't know what. You know, that was just a lack of understanding how to play that shot.
Well, Bedhead was 8-3 up when I went into the room there, and he's won everything since. 17-3 win.
Yeah, well, that was a fairly one-sided match.
In fact, I think it was when Bedhead got to 9 that Whiskey said good match, because he thought it was the best of 17. The bad news for him is it wasn't.
Yeah, those little combos like that kind of angles, that's not a gimme. Even though it looks like it's going to be easy, that's no gimme. You didn't get it in the hole. That's the kind of shot that's harder than it looks.
It's not getting there, is it? Oh, just.
That's pocket speed.
Quick mention to the guys that are in tonight. If you didn't get a chance to stay up and watch the match between the final of the 3 cushion between Chiku and Acero, get onto my YouTube channel at some point and have a watch at it. It was a
Yeah,
good
I don't
final,
know.
but not in the way we thought it was going to be. We thought it
I don't
was
know
going to
what's
be a
going on.
cakewalk.
I don't know what's going on with Woody, because Woody hadn't been around for a week now.
Well, I'm not going to tell you that, Potman. I'm not going to spoil you what go to watch the thing. Let's just let's just put it this way, Potman. I was telling you that Acero would be lucky he got to 20 before Chico got to 40. Well, it didn't turn out like that.
And that looks like a dry one.
So, Sergeresh was 5-0 down. Somehow he's back to 5-3.
Well, in spite of the many mistakes Sergeresh has made, Tommy's made enough to keep him in this match.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, here's Big Bedhead in after beating up the poor guy.
Now that's a terrible push.
Yeah, that's hopeless. I mean,
you got to push out to something where it's going to be tough. I mean, this is not tough.
Well, that definitely that's A-list worst push out of the night. That shot.
Yeah, and Tommy didn't have to shoot it. There were plenty of safeties he could have played. Well, I think this ball can be shot and play the cue ball off the tit. He's going to back it up.
Now, there's a good question, Steve. You're not in the lobby. Bry's in the lobby, but he's in his bed. There's no moderators in the lobby at all, most of the time. And a tournament match is on, and then the player isn't miscalling. What's the other guy supposed to do? There has to be a compromise.
Yeah, protest it. I can always find people later. I just, that's not getting there.
Yeah, but
it was a good idea.
But then again, where's the evidence that the guy isn't miscalling? That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm playing Cobra, and Cobra isn't
I can review it.
Aye, Cobra's not miscalling, and he's done it 2 or 3 times, and I send a message to you. What do you do about it?
The more people that complain about it, then the more I know about it. One isolated instance, and I'm not there, it's hard to do something. But if it keeps happening, like Jana, for example, then I can do something.
So Tommy trying to build on his lead again.
And he should here. I mean, this is pretty straightforward out.
Well, that he's going to have to run through with this cue ball because he needs to get high enough in the 8 to get up for the 9.
He rolled forward too much. He just, there's nothing wrong with playing that way. You just got to be a little bit more precise. That's not bad.
That will do. Yeah, got to watch the side pocket if he's.
At least he had the right angle. He was on the right side of the ball, that's the biggest mistake I see with players that are good B players or maybe kind of weak A players. Is they too many times they get on the wrong side of the line. You know what I mean by that, Hugh? Yeah. There's usually one side that's a lot better than the others, and getting on the wrong side of it, that's just not to be done.
Well, if you'd been here earlier, you'd have heard what Steve said on that match. Tam should have protested at the end of it.
Tam shouldn't have quit. I mean, we went through this before with Stubb, and luckily with him and Eddie, they came back and played the match, which I was happy about. Stubb got a couple bonus points for doing that.
So 6-3. Sergeresh's break was dry. Is that right, Bedhead? Well, maybe that's giving you a clue. You're maybe you take a bit of weight off the brake.
Well, maybe you better go back and Well, you can't watch the match, I guess. You better start imitating the guys that break good. I mean, 10 ball is, there's a lot of different ways to break in 10 ball. So I'll go through some of the ways for you. Now, this isn't necessarily VP, this is real life, but some of that's going to apply to VP. One way is breaking off the side rail, like you do a lot in 9 ball, where you're breaking at an angle and trying to hit the 10 ball solid. Another way is breaking a couple balls out, maybe anywhere from 2 to 4 inches out from the center and hitting a 1 ball solid. When you're breaking from the center like that, what you're trying to do is make the balls behind the 1 ball in the side pockets. But like anything else, I mean, VP, the break isn't always like real life, so you just got to play around and find something that works. Changing speed is never a bad thing. Flying the ball versus not flying the ball.
I think we could summarise it by saying what you would do in any game like that, 9 ball, 10 ball. If the break isn't working, try something else. I mean, it seems simple logic.
Well, I can always tighten the rack up some more on 10 ball. I mean, but I haven't seen a bunch of racks that broke horribly tonight. They seem to spread out pretty good.
Vary it up. Don't stick in the same spot.
I mean, how much 10 ball do you play in real life, Cobra? I can tell you, 10 ball can be very difficult break in real life, and it can be very frustrating. It's one of the reasons why it's a better game than 9 ball. The break's way harder.
Well, he's either going to have to hit this hard so he goes up and back up the table for the 8 side.
He's got to go up and back. And now, he didn't hit it.
No.
Go ball.
No.
Yeah.
Now, see, if he's lucky here, he might hit the 9.
See, in that situation, there's nothing wrong with getting on the other side of the ball. And the reason why I say that is because the whole table is open and you come up to the other end of the table and come back down. So, you're better off being on the other side of the ball, making sure you get down there. And wow. I play that a lot, and you'll see pros play that a lot too, where they purposely play shape so that they're going to shoot a ball in the side pocket and go to the other end of the table and back down. And the reason why they do that is they're guaranteed to get an angle, so they don't want to try to play above it and get funny. And you don't want to be straight, so sometimes it's better to let the cue ball travel a lot and guarantee yourself
that's the wrong thing I'm doing here. Hang on.
A shot. Yeah, see where he's breaking from? I mean, that's a typical thing. And look, the ball's broke great. So I'm not sure what you're talking about, Cobra, about the breaks the worst. I mean, that's what you just saw happen there isn't that uncommon, a 10 ball break. I mean, it's a lot harder to make balls in 10 ball than 9 ball. That 1 ball and the difference in how the rack's put together makes a big difference.
That Sargo match with Hazeric is at 1 p.m. I'll be out doing a shop tomorrow because I go back to my work on Friday, so I probably won't be at home. And plus the fact I'm getting everything in for the new year.
Well, he didn't get safe. The biggest problem here is there's a pretty easy safety here. He's going to go ahead and shoot this. I'd play safe here. I wouldn't have shot that.
Well, it's a big, it's just giving Sergeresh more opportunities.
Yeah. Well, and really, in any of these rotation games, the whole game is about controlling the table. So when you play safe and you play a decent safety, you're not giving up control of the table. When you shoot a shot and hang the ball in the pocket like that, you're going to give up control of the table every time. So if you're going to shoot at balls, you need to make them. Or play a two-way shot where you're going to be safe if it doesn't go in.
I'm just going to put Semi-Pro right on a statement he made there. He says
that's terrible.
He says you get more dry breaks in 10 ball than any other cue sport. Well, I would argue the point that is incorrect. you get far more dry breaks in snooker than you get in 10 ball.
Oh, jeez. That's like saying you get more dry breaks than 3 cushion.
I could have used that one as well. Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody's got to deal with it, but you know, me changing the rack, I could change the rack to maybe make the more balls go in, but the way I look at it, as long as the balls are separating well, a very high percentage of the time, then there's really nothing wrong with the rack. I mean, 10 ball's tough. Look at this.
Uh-oh,
Oh
here we go
boy.
again. Here's another gift
Well,
for Sergeresh.
these guys are just playing. These guys are no, that was Tommy. These guys
Oh,
are playing
that was Tommyy again. Aye, that's right.
They're playing giveaway. I mean,
That's-
both of them. I thought we were playing 10 ball. This is giveaway.
Well, you see, to me, they're not. I don't see either of them really playing an all-round game here. That there's, there's opportunities for good safeties, and they're deciding they're going down the stub route, trying to stay at the table with every bloody shot.
And there's Sergeresh making this run out hard. He gets funny on the 9. Now he's got this for the 10, which just could be missed.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's all because of just poor cue ball movement. He leaves himself straight in on the 9, and it was simple to get an angle on the 9.
You know something? This actually isn't all that much better than the match with Tam and Rossi in terms of the standard of play. It's been pretty poor as far as I've seen so far. Has anybody actually ran a rack yet? I don't think they have. And goodness knows how many racks have gone south because of unforced errors. So 1-6 combo. I don't know whether that is that the 8 ball or the 4 ball over the side. That's a 4 ball. See if that can be got at. Yes, it can. But it's going to have to be a 3-9 combo in a minute. So he's got to get right down the table here. Ideally, he wants to be right side of the 5, and then he needs to just keep going to open up the angle. Got to watch the pace, so this 3 ball could leak away big time over towards the 10. Yeah, like that. Now again, if this is me, I'm ducking here. I'm ducking every day of the week. I'm not trying any sort of bank just to stay at the table. Hasn't called anything so far. He's going all out for the cut. I didn't think the cut was on, but he's got it. That was well done. I should have probably went down and had a look at it. See what was on the telly today. I mean, the last few days we've had the longest day today. It was on the TV today. This morning we had Gone with the Wind. I mean, what the hell is Christmas coming to?
I need to fix that. I'm making stuff hard for myself now.
I'll answer that. I'll say I wouldn't think so, semi-pro. That's all I'm saying on that matter. And the answer to that comment by Coldest Pillow is no comment. That's a good shot. Good shot. So Tommy threatened to run away again. Well, if you know that, semi-pro, then why ask that question?
Because it's semi-pro.
I
What
mean,
else?
if you know why, then why ask the question? So it's 8-4 now, and I heard something dropping. Yes, I know. Yeah, yeah. It was me that told Steve. I gave him the good news. Now is that the 2 and 10 ball stuck together up there, or is it my eyes that are playing tricks on me? Yes, it is the 2 and 10. So 3-9 combo. Now this should be fairly straightforward to keep the 3 ball there. Just put it nearer the long rail and the 3 ball will stay there. Just put it slightly nearer the long rail. You don't want to put it the other side of the 9. Just like that. Well, I think on the whole, Sergeresh had 4 racks that, you know, if Tommyy was playing half decent, Sergeresh wouldn't have got them. So starting off 5-0 down, then getting back into it, and then it's beginning to run away from him again. So Sergeresh gonna have to shake himself down and wake up here. And he's now, is that 6 ball going to stop? I think it has. Tommy's got away with it, I think, because you cannot cut that down the rail. You're going to scratch every day of the week. He's going to have to try and kick it in. Oh, that's... You've got enough room. Good effort. Unlucky. Good effort. That's definitely not looking good now for Sergeresh. Things need to turn rapidly here, or it's going to end up a bedhead score in a minute. So 9-4. Sergeresh break. What was the other matches that were on the schedule there? I'll have a look in a second. That's 7 balls going in. I don't think there's a shot in the 1, no. I don't think it goes past the 2. Hang on, what else is there? Spud Boy and Linus on Saturday at 8 PM. That's too late. And then the one with Fast Eddie Inspector Don. What's happened to Steve?
Oh, what do you mean what's happened to me? I'm dicking around with this stupid tournament bracket.
What, the one that's running at the 10 ball?
Yeah, run with a 10 ball.
What are you doing messing around with the actual bracket?
Making a mistake.
Aye, making it breaking something that's actually working for once. Watch the cue ball. Right,
No,
so
it's not working for once. There's something that I still haven't done in the tournament admin that's causing me grief.
well, Larry should be showing up. He's usually here for the 8-ball double elim tournament. That's I haven't seen Larry arrive though, so maybe he's having New Year off. Well, can Sergeresh start the long haul back here? I mean, there's nothing difficult here. The only thing he has to make sure again is he's got a decent angle in this 6, so the cue ball's heading in a decent direction. And that'll do. Got to get high enough in the 8-ball though. Got to keep going. And that will do as well.
Okay, so now this is getting difficult.
How's that 10-ball looking? Oh, he's got to be careful with this. It's not frozen, but it's in that region. Played it well, but watch the cue ball.
Let's see here. This is turning into a nightmare. I'm beginning to be sorry I did this.
Six ball in the side. Oh well, this is you've got to duck and dive here off this 1 ball. I mean, look at the cluster of balls to hide behind, and no jump cue. This is the kind of stuff you should be doing to Tommyy, Sergeresh. Now that's unlucky. That is unlucky. And the chances are that Sergeresh may well find himself in trouble again not too soon. Let's have a look. Yeah, that 2 ball's not going in clean. The difficulty here is he's trying to spin in behind a 9. Yeah, because you can't get away from it. And that's nasty. That is very nasty. Yeah, good luck getting a hit in this, Sergeresh. And this is the fatal mistake, because if you start banging around the table and you open up these balls for Tommyy, you know you're just giving him a better opportunity to run out. I would just play a deliberate foul. You're asking for a 3 foul likely, but I would actually move those 2 balls to stop him ducking behind the 9 again. See, that's not the shot I would have played, because all he's done is freed everything up. You see, again, there's a player not thinking about what he's doing. He's thinking he has to hit the ball when he should have just played a deliberate foul and broke those balls up, the 9 and the 2, and made it not quite as simple, and maybe given him a better opportunity to kick at a ball if he was snookered. You've got to try and give yourself at least half a chance, but doing what he's done, he may well end up losing the rack because of it. Again, a player not thinking in his feet. You don't have to try and hit something that's really difficult to hit. You've got to use the rules of the game and use them to your advantage. know, breaking up those balls may well end up being fatal in this rack. This is not quite as much of a gimme, this 7 ball, because you've got to get a hold of the cue ball as well. Got to watch the track that the cue ball's taking here. That needs to keep going, it looks reasonable enough. Dead weight drop in. Decent little angle in the 9, like that. Well, everybody's seen where Sergeresh went wrong there. The commentator's call was a better option. It still would have meant trouble for Sergeresh, but it was a better option than having a go to try and hit that ball and then doing what he did, because the end result is this.
Oh boy.
Big sell out there from Sergeresh. And this is what I keep saying as well, you can't be one-dimensional. And that was a one-dimensional shot there that Sergeresh played, trying to kick it that virtually impossible to hit, because there was no line there to get to it. And all he did was break them up and make it easy for Tommyy. So Tommy's now back to a 5 rack lead. Once again, Sergeresh should be ducking away here for cover. Send that 1 ball up the table and bring the cue ball back towards the 3 and 9. Something like that. And use those balls up there for cover if you're lucky. Again, he's just got one idea in mind, trying to clear the table. It's never going to work. It's never going to work.
I'm probably going to be sorry I did this.
I think he's got lucky there though. Yeah. Now there's a problem. Does that 6 ball go past the 10? Yes, it does. So he's now got to hope he's going to avoid hitting the 6 ball if he can and go straight through and up the table. Top rail and back up the table. And that'll work. Maybe Sergeresh has decided that attack is the best form of defence. Well, you've got to be consistent if you're going to do it that way. You might win 1 rack out of it, but if you keep doing it, the odds are going to end up against you by the end of the night. Looks as if he can. Is there not an angle there that he can pinch? Let's have a quick look. No, is it? There is a wee bit of an angle he could have pinched there. He could have sent that into the left side of the pocket and still got onto the 8. You've got to tweak it a wee bit. But now he's got himself into a hole, and this 8 ball is tight, and he's hampered over the 10. And he's got it, but he's going to have a bump in the side pocket. Well, you know, this is a sort of stub run out. You know, all or nothing. And he's had a couple of lucky rolls there to stay at the table. Tommy back with his break. Breaks dry. Well, I mean, you just bump that one ball and stick behind the 7 and 10. It's so easy. It's so easy. But you've got to be confident enough to play it. You've got to trust in your control of the mouse to play it. But to me, it's an obvious safety. Half of the one ball and stuck onto the 7. And well, he's not left anything on. Oh, Steve's messing about. He's trying to break something and make it worse than what it was, whatever it is he's doing.
I'm doing a good job of it.
But Tommy got the combo.
This is probably going to be completely hosed.
Oh, it's just caught the knuckle. Well, here's another opportunity to nail Tommy. Sergeresh. Again, an easy safety. Oh, he needed to get that cue ball tighter than that though. Well, my Christmas has been no different than my last 8 or 9 Christmases semi-pro. It's just another extra couple of days off as far as I'm concerned. That's all it is. The only saving grace is I'm not in a nursing home. That's the only thing I've got to look forward to. That's coming. So the scratch by Sergeresh, 2-ball will have to be a 2-4 combo. But Tommy's made a slightly better effort than what Sergeresh did with the tie up against the 9. Well, the better, or I ain't going into the nursing home, put it that way.
Alright, well, we'll see whether this works. That was probably a mistake. Why is this showing a scheduled match?
See, you're messing about with complicated things, Steve. Why aren't you messing about with my bloody camera idea and get that into the game? I mean, you said that probably easy enough to do. Well, why make your life difficult? Get the simple things sorted out first, and then mess about with the things you start breaking things. Seemed fairly logical to me.
It's just dumb. Just dumb. I'm gonna have to write some code.
This ain't gonna work, Sergeresh. Well, Tommy's going to have to check this cue ball up quite a bit here to hold the line, and he's played it very well. He had to get the pace in it for it to really work, and that was very well done. Well, did everything right, but the combo didn't work. I think Sergeresh has got to take the bank on here simply because the 4-ball's sitting over that corner pocket. Now, I mean, if that was an attempted pot, it was nowhere near it. What language does Steve use for VP4? Well, I would imagine there's a few F's and B's and things like that in it when he's not on a live stream. It's probably not broadcastable, the language that he uses. I do know what you mean there, CP. I do know what you mean, but I don't know what it's called. But I do know what you mean. What's happened here? This has got to avoid the 7 ball. I think you can just play this plain ball and let the cue ball come up. I think he should get away with it. Needs to keep running though. You've got him the legs, Tommy. Well, he's got to still get the cut. And again, he's going to have to go 2 rails. Oh, he's into that way too much and actually cut it away from the pocket. Well, it's not a great opportunity, but it's a chance for Sergeresh to get back to within 3. Ah, right, so Steve has broke something then. What's this you're doing, Steve? Have you disqualified a Rossi? And now you're trying to fix it. Bill says there's a DQ in the bracket. Oh, he's gone really quiet. That means he has done something bad. Well, what did I miss there? Because suddenly Tommy's back at the table. I was reading the chat and I've missed whatever the hell Sergeresh did there. Well, it's going to be 11-6, I think. I don't think Tommy's missing this. Well, the first few matches in this 10-ball World Championships, neither have been close. Not one of them. And this is heading in a very bad direction for Sergeresh. He's back to 5 behind and he's scratched in the brake and it just ain't working out. Hang on a wee second. There's my my QR code, guys. Get your phones out. Oh, little bump off the 8 ball comes in handy. Now this is a little jabby cut on that 3. Missed the 8. Need to miss that 8 again. I think he's okay though. Oh dear. Oh, he's going to get away with it big time. Look at this. Look at this. Is he? Yeah. Now that's a painful part of the game. You've got to watch he doesn't come off the rail and hit the 7. And watch the cue ball again. He's going south again. Good evening to Jose. How do you say Happy New Year in Spanish, Jose? Even though it's not New Year yet. Feliz Navidad. Right. Well, there you are. That's in case I don't see you before the New Year comes in. What's the Y for? E Feliz Ano Nuevo. Yeah, well, whatever that is, I've wished you Happy New Year. Little jabby dig hold off the 9. Oh, he's just bumping it. That'll do it. So we've now gone to a 6 rack gap now for the first time in a match. It's slowly draining away from Sergeresh. Tommy's break gives him the 3 ball up top. No shot in the 1, I don't think. Is he going for the combo? No, he's nailing the cue ball, or trying to nail it, but the 1 ball's got too much weight on it. Well, that's asking a lot. Has he got it? Yes, he has. Right side pocket has been called, just in case. And the end result is good as well for Tommyy. That's got Sergeresh back in trouble. Can you see the edge of that? Well, he's going to hit this thin. He's going to leave it over the pocket if he doesn't get cover. I mean, that was always going to happen. I mean, you know, it was now the obvious thing is he had to avoid hitting any other ball, but the 1 ball was only ever going one direction with that thin a hit. That's a better idea for Tommyy. Sergeresh needs this to spin over. Well, he's got it covered mostly. Well, things have to start happening for Sergeresh like now. Oh, and he's going to be in trouble. Tommyy, or at least he should be. This should be nice and tight to this 8 ball, this cue ball. And that's good. Is it? Is it good enough though? Has it taken away the angle from the rail? Yes, it has. So this is why it's now a much more difficult shot, this, for Tommyy. Cue ball right tight. Tommy's going to have to go multi-rails to get a hit.
Okay.
Well, he's calling the 9 again, just in case. Well, that's a good line. He's not going to get a rail, so now Sergeresh might realise that a good safety can very often give you a free go like this with ball in hand. And if that hadn't been tight to that 8 ball, it would have been a much easier hit for Tommyy. It had to be really nailed onto the 8 ball there. And for once, Sergeresh got it right. Now he has to get this right, and he needs to watch he doesn't spin into that top left hand corner pocket. The amount of English he's putting in this. Needs to go off the rail. That's no good. It just means it's more work to do. Well, he's got an angle, so he's fine. But now, again, he really wanted to come out and try and get that in the side, because this has now made it a lot more difficult. You've got to stun the 7 in to get the cue ball across for the 8. And now he's not sitting perfect in the 8. Things are just going slightly out of line, but it can be recovered. Now here's the one that looks easy, and the angle he's got, he should just be going forward and coming back down the right side.
Alright, well, I'm done with this. Hopefully it's not screwed everything up. It isn't blaming it on all of you guys.
Right, in goes the 10. So Sergeresh, well, he's not back yet. He's still
Alright, so
trailing by
what's going
5.
on here?
Well, not a lot. Sergeresh is now back to trailing by 5. He was 6 there for a minute. He's got a ball in the break. And I don't think he's got that much of a shot. Well, he's got certainly options for good cover, but that's not a good shot because there's no way Tommyy should have had a sniff at this one ball. With all those balls there, that's a poor safety. Now this is all about the pace. Just let this one ball cut in, get the cue ball up top.
Yeah, he had the Great Wall of China there, and he didn't get behind it.
I mean, that's a big fail where you can't get there with all of those balls there.
That's a pretty well played shot there. He really should have ran it all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, how's he going to get out of there? He's going to have to dig back here.
You can spin this. A lot of left English.
Yeah, he's hit the 10
see, he should have hit it with left English and gone through the gap and shot the 3 up in the corner.
He said that he didn't know how to miss call. When did he say that? Jose, he certainly never said that in the match. Right, so Tommyy having to kick. And Sergeresh might be getting another go here in a second or two. But he's going to have to deal with the 4-ball issue. So he's got his chance. Let's have a look. Now, is this where Sergeresh does something crazy like Stubb would do to try and break things up even before he's got to the 4-ball? Or is he going to just try and bury Tommyy? Or play the combo? This looks reasonably good. Oh, he's sort of in between, isn't he? What's he deciding to do? He's called the 9. Now this has to overcut slightly, and he didn't overcut it because you had to overcut the 4 to get it to cut the left side of the 9 for the 9 to go in. So there's that chance come and gone.
Well, Jose, seeing how he's played a lot of matches. So let's see, 8-ball world rules, he's played 288 games. 10-ball, he's played 262, and you're telling me he doesn't know how to miscall? I think there's something wrong with that.
See, I didn't do that type of investigating, Steve. I just went with what I saw happening in the match, and the fact that I told him 3 times, and he still ignored me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's played between 8-ball world rules and 10-ball, he's played over 500 games. So, you know, if you don't know how to miscall, then there's something funny about that.
I'll tell you what the surprising thing is, though, that none of these guys... Now, Portman plays 8-ball. He's been in 8-ball tournaments. Witt's been in 8-ball tournaments. None of those guys said, "Oh, by the way, see that Rossi guy? Don't ever play him at 8-ball because he doesn't miscall." I would have said, "Fine, I'm happy with that."
I can't follow to you. I'm not sure what that means.
No, what Jose's meaning is he can't understand a bloody word that you and I are saying, Steve. Mostly me, though.
Well, that's because you're Scottish.
Yeah.
Or I should say Scotch.
No, don't say Scotch. Don't ever say Scotch. Don't say Edinburgh. Learn if you're going to say the name of the place. At least learn. Yeah, it's
Edinburgh.
It's Edinburgh, not Edinburgh. It's not a burrow. Is a thing that rabbits go down, right? So it's Edinburgh.
Well, I know how you guys talk. I'm gonna go put my shit on. And, you know, it's like in America, you don't put your shit on, you leave it in the toilet. But in Scotland, you put your shit on. So, you know, yeah, I know how you guys talk.
Potman says, only players a few 9-ball against De Rossi. Hold on, I played him in last year's World Championship 10-ball. Well, he must have miscalled in
Edinburgh.
that then,
That's what we
Portman.
should call it. Edinburgh, yeah. That's easy to remember. I've been there. I went to the military tattoo at the castle.
Oh, that's boring.
Oh, I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh well,
The only bad part was they did this thing where they had, one of the marching things was 100 and I think it was 106
Pipers.
Scotsmen with bagpipes.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What a racket that
what
was!
a racket that is.
That was. Yeah, I might have lost some hearing that night.
Yeah. Well, what's even more unimaginable, Steve, is 100 and whatever many bagpipers all blared at the same time, not one of them with a pair of pants on.
Yeah.
Blown in the breeze. But the American tourists, they lap that up like, like anything.
Well,
they lap it up. They love it when they come to Scotland.
I'll tell you why, because it's very different. I mean,
of course.
Because in America we don't have a lot of drill stuff like that. I mean, and they had the Germans were there, and they had a bunch of.
Well, you're still a young country, the United States, in real terms. You're still a young country. You don't have a huge history.
We don't like to prance around like puppies. Leave the prancing to the dogs and horses.
I know English. What a miscall. Is that what he said to you in the last year's tournament, Potman? And you didn't say anything about it, so Potman's to blame. This could have been sorted out last year, or whenever it was he played him.
Well, that kind of excuse only lasts so long. After seeing how many games he's played at call shot games, if he doesn't know how to miscall, then he deserves to be DQ'd.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to complain to the support.
Or he might.
I wonder if he knows Wanma. Put him in touch with Wanma. Get him to put in a complaint for him. Steve will love that.
Yeah.
A 3-page essay.
Well, Wanma had a fit when I fined Stubb. Yeah, he was very upset. Right, so Sergeresh is back to within 4. That's a very good shot. If he's almost on it, he's almost on it. He came up a little short. That's the thing is he does some stuff with the cue ball that's like, wow, this guy knows how to play. And then he does other stuff where you're just like, what the heck is he doing? This is where you play safe and lock him on the 5 ball. This is easy. You duck again. It's the simplest safe in the world. Yeah, and he's not doing it. He's trying to stay at the table again. Well, he's trying to play safe. I'll give him his due there. Yeah, but that's the wrong way to do it. Just lock him on the 5 ball. He should have been nailed, but at least he's got cover. I mean, the safety he shot was way harder than the one that was better. True. That's what I don't get. I mean, I know you get that, Steve. All you do is just bump that cue ball and kill it in the 5. Like he did it in the 9 ball or whatever ball it was earlier on. It's frustrating to me to watch this. Let's put it this way: if I was playing with a guy that did that kind of stuff on like a team I was playing on, and he was on my team, I wouldn't play again. I would have been like, what? Yeah, what is going on? I would have pulled him aside and said, listen, what the hell are you doing? This is what you should be doing, And this is why I get frustrated watching some of these guys playing, because there's too much one-dimensionalism going on. I keep going on about it. I don't mind people making mistakes. I don't even mind people dogging it, because it happens. But to do really stupid things is just, that's a foul. That's a foul. You mean like that? Right. Well, I mean, no. I mean, he maybe just missed the shot. He's not playing the wrong shot there. He just didn't hit it good. Now he's going to get locked up. Now he's going to get some of his own medicine that he should have dished out 30 seconds ago. I don't know that's terrible. I don't know that was any good. Well, the 4 ball hit the 9. That's why it came out like that. He's got the cover. Hit the 9. Yeah, he's got the cover. Well, see, what you want to do in that situation, he's already on a foul. So what you do is you lock him there, you try to get another foul, and you put the 4 ball in the spot where you think you can play a lock-up safe and get the 3rd foul. Yeah. The reason why you hardly ever see 3 fouls in this game is because people don't understand how to play for him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know, people are gonna better players kick well, so you got to leave them very difficult kicks.
Right, Sergeresh, here's your chance. Just need one good shot to get good on that 5-ball. It needs to keep running because you want to make this comfortable for the 6. I
A
think you can.
15-page essay from El Rossi? No, you'll get the 15-page essay from Wanwa. Obviously, you've never talked to Wanwa.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, semi-pro. Rossi will probably end up being pals with Wanwa because he's been dealt the dirty. Well, watch the cue ball here. Look at this. Boom.
Boy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the idea was okay, but, you know, you just don't want to take a chance with the cue ball like that, trying to get really straight on the 7. You'll accept the angle and, you know, deal with it rather than take a chance of going in off like that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Here we go again. There you are, Sergeresh. We're back to within 3 here.
All right. This is the worst I've seen Tommyy play in a while.
This is. I tell you, this is just as bad as the match I watched yesterday. It was no good. They just weren't. They weren't on the ball at all half the time. Tam said this morning he gets nervous playing in these big tournaments, and then I thought to myself, well, you know, there's being nervous.
Nervous is good.
Yeah, but I thought to myself when he said it, I thought, right, well, there's being nervous, and then there's been a complete numpty with some of the stupid stuff he were doing. You know, what's the difference? The difference is he wasn't bloody thinking about what he was doing. That's no excuse.
Being nervous is okay. Taking heat is not. You can learn to play when you're nervous.
I mean,
you can't learn to play when you're taking heat.
Well, here's a combo coming up. If ever I saw one, this is probably unmissable because the 5's going to the rail and it's going to catch the left side of the 1. So he's got to call the 3-ball here.
The key here is making sure you get a shot on the 1, probably in the side pocket. You know, you hit it on the right side of the 1. That's the wrong side. So you hit on the wrong side of the 1.
But look at where the 3's going. Commentator's eye. The 5 was going right onto the 3.
Commentator's eye. It didn't go in the pocket.
Yeah, but he should have called it. He should have hit
the 1. He should have hit the 1 on the right side, so the 1 went towards the opposite side pocket.
Right. This is a. I don't understand. Well, you know, Bill's right what he said. He played great when he played slim, but I mean, this is right down the pan since that.
Hey, Paul's here. Hey, Paul.
Bullabog's here.
So I take it you hadn't sent a match proposal out yet, Paul? I hope not.
For your prospective opponent. Oh, well, this is going to be a tough ask. He's going to have to get a lot of juice in this cue ball. I think he's straight. No, he must have had a slight angle. That'll do it. It looks straight from this end.
Well done there. And that's how you want to go. You want to bring it all the way down. You know, give yourself a little more room. If it bounces off the end rail, that's fine. It'll slow it down.
The 4-ball goes.
Yeah, he's fine.
Well, are we going to get a match in this? Not yet. I'm on vacation. I think most of us are. Although, having said that,
nothing. Your opponent got changed though, because El Rossi got DQ'd, so you're now playing Tam.
Is it El Rossi or I Rossi? I've always said I Rossi. Maybe I've got
I Rossi or
I
El
don't.
Rossi?
I don't know. I always assumed it was an I.
Oh, I thought it was an L. Maybe it is an I.
That's overcut. Here we go.
Well, Tommyy has just struggled today.
He is. I'll tell you something. He must have been on the German sausages and the German beer as well this afternoon because he's playing as if he's half cut. El Rossi, is it? I just thought it was an I. Obviously, that's not his Chinese name. She's got to come off the rail. Let's see, has he got the angle to work with here? Well, he's got a tiny bit, but the danger is he's got to jack up and stun this a bit, unless he's going to drop in behind it like that. Well, he's got to go far enough over to the left. He's got to let this roll out, and that'll do. He needs to just slow up. That'll do. That's nice. Well, speaking on behalf of the neutrals here, I want to see a match. And Sergeresh back to within 2. He was 6 down there a little while ago. Oh, that'll be Paul's next opponent. That's why Paul's suggesting that. I thought he'd have worked that out. What?
Oh, Fantastic Fox could be a little bit of a irritation if you get going with him. That's not a guy you want to start arguing with.
Yeah, that's why he won't be in the stream arguing. That's why I booted him out of the stream. He wanted to come in and argue politics. Sod that.
Yeah.
This isn't for politics. This is for a bloody game. And a computer game at that. Now, well, where's this cue ball going?
Where it stops, nobody knows.
It's in no man's land, is it?
Well, it's not.
This is getting off the 5 ball.
It's got a. I think he's going to play the combo, isn't he? Oh,
no, he's playing it off the edge of the 5.
Boy, I'd shoot the combo myself.
Commentator's eye.
This is a little touchy playing it off the ball.
You don't want things like that can happen.
That's why you're a commentator, not a player. A player would have played the combo.
That's it. You're exactly right, Steve. I'm all very well in theory, but put into practice.
What does bulabog mean, Paul? It's got to be some Filipino. It's probably some Filipino dish with frogs in it or something.
It's probably racist. We better be careful. Well, is Sergeresh coming to the party? Now, this is simple, because all you're going to do is keep it really simple. You're going to roll the 7 in, roll the 8 in with a little angle, drop out for the long 9 into the bottom left-hand corner here and hold for the 10. That's a simple way of doing it, right? So let's see if Sergeresh can do simple.
You want to leave yourself a little angle.
Yeah, like that.
Just like this. That's perfect.
Just a little roll.
You can just roll this.
Roll and roll out far enough, but not too far, because all you want to do is just roll the 9 in. That's perfect. And for once, he's actually doing something right.
Well, no, he actually hits a lot of shots where he does things right. That's what's frustrating watching a guy like this, because most of his shots are well-played shots. The cue ball's good. The pattern's good, and then he does something just like completely wrong, and that's hard to figure.
So it's not a classic. It's far from it, but it's now a match with Sergeresh breaking 1 behind.
This is why you've got to gamble when you play. I mean, is gambling the only way to get good? No, but the reason why gambling makes great players is because when you shoot the wrong shot and you lose money, then you're like, huh. And then next time you shoot the same wrong shot and you lose money. And after 2 or 3 times you go, I'm not shooting that shot anymore because I keep losing money.
Yes.
When nothing happens, then, it's like, who cares?
It focuses the mind a bit, doesn't it?
Oh, it's pain. Pain is a great teacher. If you're gonna get good at a game like pool and you're not gonna gamble to do it, you have got to be very regimented in how you practice, kind of like how the Germans are. You know, some of the German players have gotten very good not gambling, but you know, if you look at what they do to get to that, it's crazy. Now that's a nice shot. He didn't
Oh,
get him
that's
locked, but you know, it's still not going to be an easy kick.
now. Has he got a line off that long rail though? I think he
I
might
think
have.
he does. And this is why you need to get him locked or as close as you
Oh,
can.
no,
Oh,
he
he
hasn't.
doesn't. He's
No,
going to
he
have to
doesn't.
play at 2 rails. So he would have had this 2 railer even if he was locked. So he is good enough. He did get it good enough where he's got this, and he's going to be short on this, isn't he? Yep.
Oh, that was just short.
I could tell he's going to be short just by where he was aiming.
So what was that Bedhead said? LS3 is taking a break for a few months.
It's a Boulevard means to disturb something, and pull it means a banger cause you to disturb balls. Because you play to disturb balls. Well, I would guess he's Filipino. If it, is that a Tagala? Is that a Tagala word? I mean, I don't think anybody else speaks Tagala, do they?
You and I must have similar minds, because I was thinking the same thing. I think I was going to say, is she a way to drop another baby? Is she a way to overpopulate the planet again? Well, this is a dead set bank, this 3 ball, if he fancies it, and coming around and out for the 4.
Yeah, and that's not a bad ball to shoot at, really.
Yeah,
He's not gonna.
I mean, look at the line it's taken. It was in all day. It was in
Yeah,
all
but
day.
you know what? There's nothing wrong with playing safe like this because
Yeah.
it will get to a lot of people. And you know, I mean, you could miss the 3 or you could not get on the 4 good. That was like guaranteed. The only thing that could have been better is if he would have rolled up on the 8 ball. You know, he could have hit a little better. Because remember,
Oh, combo coming up.
well, actually, he
Maybe
might
not.
have made the ball if he hit it harder.
I think
This
he's
isn't like this isn't like in 8 ball where you make a ball and
Oh, that's
the
tight.
turn still passes. In this game, if you call safety and you make a ball, you're screwed.
Now, the line, I think there's still an angle off that short
This is
rail onto
this
the
is a
3.
good kick safe here. You kick it into the 3 and put the cue ball behind the 9. Oh, he didn't hit it.
No
No,
rail.
that's no good. You hit that 3 ball, it's pretty easy to put the cue ball behind the 9 because it's about a, you know, anything from a quarter to a 3/4 ball hit in there is going to head towards that 9 ball, maybe a little short of it. You probably have to be a little on the thin side.
He's
He's
going
going to
for
play
3.
safe. Well, see, that's not very good. You wanted to lock him. I mean, this is too easy a hit.
It's a wee bit off the rail, so it's not quite as big a target as it normally would be.
I wouldn't expect him to miss it. He could. It's a little trickier kicking when the cue ball is close to the rail, just like
Got the hit. How's the roll?
Yeah, but that's you got to lock him on that 5 ball. Now he still would have had that same sort of kick, but you also got to think about where the 3 ball's going.
I remember that name.
Wheeler.
Is that another VP player in the pool room in the sky?
Who you're talking about? She'll be back in autumn 2024 per her profile page.
LS3. She's taken a sabbatical for a few months.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
myself and
Whit.
Whit.
You're saying preggers?
Yeah, myself and Whit were thinking maybe she's waiting to drop another baby.
She's already got a kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is if you want to have, I know she plays pool in real life. If you want to have a pool career, you don't need a kid.
Well, you need somebody to carry your cues, don't you? Well,
what, you think the kid's going to carry the cues?
Well, I mean, if it was my kid, that's what I'd be training him up for.
Yeah, well, might be a while before they can do that.
Yeah, well, Sylvia's long gone for a while. She does that. She disappears for months and months on end, and then
Yeah, she gets a little frustrated with the whole, you know, tournament thing, and she takes messing up pretty hard, which is pretty difficult to do in pool. She plays pool in real life. I mean, if you like to win, and pool's the wrong game because
yeah.
you're going to lose a lot. And that's going to be a push out, I think.
So Sergeresh was back in touch. Now let's see what he comes up with a push
He's only
out
down
here.
by 2. Well, his last push out was terrible, and this is looking like it's going to be terrible too. That's no good. That's terrible.
I mean, you can just duck away off this one ball and stick him in trouble again.
You can shoot it. You can duck away. I mean, there's a bunch of things you can do. You know, that's not really no good.
Well, the pot's on for Sergeresh. He's a good pot.
And it wasn't as bad as his other push. Let's put it that way. He's going to have to shoot the combo if he shoots this. Yeah, that's assuming he makes it. I would look to play safe there. Had a lot of options. You know, there's a lot of safeties you can play just by thinning the edge of a ball. You thin the edge of that ball and try to take the cue ball over behind the 6 ball. And even if you don't get there, you know, you get the 2 and the 5 block in the pocket.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, take a look, and you can always play off the edge of a ball. That's actually a pretty common safety, playing off edges of balls.
No.
Tommy just takes a whack at it.
Yeah.
You know, Tommy better watch out or he could lose this thing.
Well, the thing is, there he never called the 9 ball. Bear in mind where he was sending the 2 ball. He never called the 9. If that 9 had gone in,
yeah. Well, if he was playing safe, it didn't work too well.
That would have been an El Rossi moment.
Let's see if he's going to run into the 3 here or what he's going to try to do. This is a little tricky. Let's see what the angle is. Well, he played a pretty good shot for position, but and that looks like sellout.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this is pretty easy. The 5 to the 6 is a little touchy. Well, I guess the 2 to the 3 is pretty touchy too.
Yeah. I don't think Steve's. You haven't formatted that into the league system, have you?
What?
Doubles.
No, we could do doubles, but it's hard enough to get a team of singles to show up. But yeah, I mean, it would be fun. I'm gonna work on the league some more. I just haven't. I've been lazy.
No, you've been golfing far too much, and eating.
Oh, I've been eating a lot.
I mean, I wonder. I'm going to ask these guys a question. How many actual working hours do you think Steve puts in a day? How many hours do you imagine he actually works? I would imagine it's barely more than 3, because 4 of those hours he's eating.
I can work and eat at the same time.
I think Steve's in for this. I think you remember back in the, if there's anybody old enough, remember back in the 70s we had the 3-day week. Well, I think Steve's working in those principles.
You mean the lazy Scotsman had the 3-day week? Not we. Americans never had 3-day weeks.
We had the 3-day week over here, and that's the principle that Steve's going by.
You've contaminated us, because all the young kids now, they want to work 3 or 4 day weeks. You know, they don't want to work. Yeah. All the young kids now are like Scotsmen.
Well, that's the thing I say.
We don't want to work.
You know, I watch some I've said to a lot of the guys that I work with. I've looked at some of these younger people that are working with us, and I'm saying, you know, they're not motivated at all. And then I ask myself the question. I say, well, why are they not motivated? Well, A, they ain't getting a great wage. So there's no real motivation there for the money you're getting paid, and a lot of the young ones are still living at home, so they ain't got the bills hanging over their head that's going to come to them soon enough.
Well, all I have to do is move to California. You get over $20 an hour working for McDonald's.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. I
Minimum
mean,
wage now for fast food in California is it went up to over $20, I believe, at the 1st of January, and it could go up more than that.
well, you know what our wages are going up to, Steve. Our wages are going up to like what is it, £11 something. So that's like $20 roughly.
No,
Come
not
the
even
new,
close. A pound's not worth that.
well, what is it then? What's the exchange rate?
Oh, let me look.
Is it $1.20 something? If it is, well, put it this way: there's not much difference in it for all there is.
It's 1.28.
Is it? Is it one? Is it back up to 1.28?
Yeah, but
So what's $20 in pounds sterling then? What's that in pounds sterling? What's the conversion of that when you convert it down to pounds sterling? $20.
11 pounds is 13.72 in U.S. dollars, and they're getting over 20.
£11 is $13. That's better.
13.72.
Yeah, that's a lot better than what we're getting. I mean, that's
So the California fast food wage for starting January 1st is $20 an hour, and then there's a committee that can raise it almost to whatever they want. It's going to go up more than that.
Did it charge you? Ah, right. So that's that's the exchange rate bill. That's probably about right. And it's very much appreciated, Bill.
I'll tell you what, Paul. In Georgia, $20 an hour would be a pretty good wage. In California, it's like everything's so expensive.
A house in California? Oh, God.
I had a house in California.
That's you into the, what, $3 million?
The average price of a house now in California is close to $600,000.
Yeah.
The average price.
Yeah,
that's including hovels.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. That's the kind of average price a house I would stay in California. But
Like my house that I sold in California in 2015 right now is probably worth at least $1 million.
Yeah. Right, so what's Sergeresh going to come up with here? Now,
if you live in California and you're making $200,000 a year, you're getting by. That's about it. That's by no means you're doing well.
I think he's got enough angle to really bang this in and get a bit of spin across to this 3 and 4. Is he trying to?
Why is he trying for the gap? Why not just leave the angle?
That 3, does it go? It might go.
Yeah, no, it goes. I don't know why he needed to do that. He could have left the angle and just brushed the 3 and rubbed the 4, and I mean, was it better? Yeah, but you're taking a chance of hooking yourself. You watch pro pool players play; they don't like taking any chance like that where they can hook themselves.
Is that in the Philippines, Paul? $10 a day, but what dollars is that? Is that American dollars? Is it Filipino dollars? Because I bet you a Filipino dollar's like 2 cents in American money.
$10 a day is actually pretty good in the Philippines. Cost of living isn't that high there. I mean, let's put it this way: $10 a day in the Philippines a lot better than $20. Well, maybe not better than $20 an hour in California.
1.2 million. What?
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way stuff is in California. $10 a day. Yeah, I guess that isn't very much, Paul.
Did we hear
about the exchange rate isn't that great?
Tesla robot attack engineered brutally. What is this leading to a punchline, Semi-Pro? Are you telling us something that's really happened?
Let's see.
Now, I think I've asked, I don't know whether I asked you this before, but this AI stuff that's all coming out, Steve, You know, there's loads of different AI things. This GPT chat thing, and this thing where you put, well, that is what you put the text in and it makes videos out for you. This is what a lot of these guys are doing on YouTube to make quick dollars. What advancements in this AI do you think is going to be sort of used in the gaming industry? There must be big prospects of that for the gaming industry.
I could use AI for the computer opponent in virtual pool. I mean, it already uses AI, but I could use the type of AI they're using for something like GTP.
Well,
which is a neural network. I mean, it can be done, and it will probably be pretty good. But I don't know. You know, I think there's good applications for it in gaming. There's good applications for it in most industries.
Yeah, but the fact that you can, even the fact that you can type in like if you write just one paragraph with as much detail and information that you think you would need, and you tell this thing to do something for you, and it creates a bloody video for you. I mean, there's hundreds of them in YouTube.
Semi-Pro, is that on page 3? Right next to the boobies? I know the kind of trash you're reading, Semi-Pro.
Robot brutally attacked engineer. This was somebody in fancy dress, you mean, Semi-Pro? I can't believe that Sergeresh is still only 2 behind here. Well, Tommy's almost got there.
Yeah, he's reading this in the Sun, that's why.
It's on the
news. U.S. Sun. Well, you know, it's just...
What's that crazy magazine they've got? Is it the National Enquirer? What's the one that has all the moon stories?
It's just like it's a typical misleading thing. Yeah, some guy, you know, they use robots in these factories. They're not smart robots. They're just used for things like welding. Some dude probably walked in the wrong spot and got tagged. The robot didn't think, I'm going to go attack this guy. It's kind of like sticking your hand in a saw.
Yeah.
The saw didn't attack you.
The saw didn't jump out onto you. You sawed your own hand off. Well, the gap is back to 3.
It's on the news. Yeah, like I said, you got to get off those page 3 publications, Semi-Pro.
I think Semi-Pro's been into ginger wine.
I don't know. He's in rare form tonight. I don't think he can make this ball.
Larry says my foreman lost a finger to a welding robot. Yeah. My dad was an engineer and he seen somebody fall into a lava pit. I watched one of those caught on camera programs one morning when I was sitting at breakfast, and it shows you a camera looking down a railway station platform, right? And there's everybody standing back from the platform, and there's a guy wandering down the side of the platform near the track. And what the hell's he doing? What do you think the guy is doing?
Oh, look at that shot. That's a nice shot.
Right? The guy's walking down the edge of the platform. Guess what he's doing? He's reading a newspaper. What do you think he does next? Fall onto the bloody track. And a train's coming into the station, and one of the guys standing in the crowd just dragged him out, and his legs just got out in time, or he would have been cut off at the waist. It's amazing the stupid things that people do. Walking down next to the track, the edge of the platform reading a newspaper.
Well, and as good as that last shot was, that was bad.
That's the follow-up shot.
He needed to stun that just a little bit to get past the 7 ball.
And that's...
He could not roll that one.
That's no good.
Yeah.
A little bit of dig here. You're back for the 6 in past the 9, aren't you? You got to go all out for it.
Oh yeah, he should be able to execute this. Oh, he hit it too hard.
But
he's going to hit the 7. Okay, he's okay.
That'll do it.
Oh boy. Well,
I think it's all over now, folks.
It's not looking good for Sergeresh. Tommyy gets on the hill and Sergeresh needs 5. That's going to be rough. Especially since both these guys make a lot of mistakes. And if you're in a match where both players are making a lot of mistakes and you're on the hill and the other guy needs 5, we know who's going to win.
Where a rod shoots out super fast, he pressed the screen button, but it didn't work, so he looked down the hole and the rod shot out and went right through his head.
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of people that look down the barrel of a gun too. It's not really a good idea.
So, Tommyy breaking for the match.
That looks like it's dry.
Yeah,
well, Sergeresh has life.
Well,
needs to run this out and break and run 4 more.
He's got a start. I think he's a bit too straight in this 1 ball.
No, he can stun this over. He just needs to hit it hard.
I need to hit this a fair bit. Yeah, he's got the legs on it.
Yeah, that's fine. He's good. You want to get this one across pretty good. I'd go to the other rail. See, I'm always going to the rail on this shot unless I want to leave angle. Of course, I'm making it too. That's not too good. Now, this could be it here.
Yeah. So this match has been on for, what, 2 hours and a couple of minutes?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad that I'm watching a game that I know something about. That 3 cushion was rough because I don't really know much about it.
Well, I was in exactly the same boat. Didn't stop me bullshitting in 3 or 4 matches. Right, needs to miss the bump. Well, it'll still do, but...
Semi-Pro, is that your specialty in macabre stories?
No, he's actually on a web page at the moment, copying and pasting these in. You think he's making these up?
Well, this is an interesting shot here. So, this got to be like a soft spinner. Oh, that's no good. And oh, that's really no good. He didn't even make the ball.
Well, I think he's got to get some kind of bump here and hope he gets lucky, hasn't he? A bit of left English.
He can go back and forth and play the combo. Just go back and forth and play the 7-10 combo. I don't know what he's doing. That's terrible.
I think he was taking my idea and trying to get a hit there.
All you had to do is go back and forth and shoot the 7-10 combo.
Well, the 7-10 combo was easy enough. You were good on it.
Now you're going to play the carom. That's what I'd be doing here. I'd just play the carom. Because you can get safe playing the carom, I think. That's a better shot than mine. That was really well done. Because that was an easier shot than the one I was talking about. I like that shot.
A little bit of right English just to kill the cue ball.
Yeah, that was well. See, that's what I'm saying. He plays shots like, a lot of guys in VP4 that are good players don't know how to play that shot, even though it's a very common safety. I watch these guys play, they don't play that shot. And that, I don't get Sergeresh. He should be better than he is.
Well, you don't need to be a tactical genius to know and play that shot. I mean, you should have been playing the game long enough you'd know how to just kill it.
Just to use that much English and stuff and to execute it well, I just don't see that many guys, even really good players, play that shot well.
Well, I'm getting out here with ball in hand. There's no way I'm not getting out here. That'll do if it just keeps rolling and leaves him the right angle. I think he's gone too straight.
That's no good.
Well, he can pinch it. This is easy enough. He's fine. Although he's coming back the way. You see, if he's coming back the way, you're bringing the 10 ball into
that's
play
well
there,
done.
but he's okay. He could have
Now
still
he-
went forward.
Now we can go forward. Forward with Art English is a shot here.
I did tell you about that. Did I tell you about that other camera one I saw? I did tell you guys about that one, the one where it was in a sort of back street in China or something like that. And there was a street camera up above in a very tight little road. And there's a little funny, one of these little funny Chinese vans, just barely big enough to get a man in it. And it's going along slowly. And the woman's walking behind it, and she's looking at her phone. And the next thing that happens,
10 ball on the brake. And
the little van goes away in front, and she falls down the manhole in the middle of the road, disappears.
Paul, I think semi-pro's already in another dimension. I'm not sure how he got there, but I think
The
he
Hadron
already is
Collider.
there.
Yeah, we know about the Hadron Collider. We know about that big thing that's like 30 kilometres long somewhere over in, what is it,
It's
Switzerland or something like that.
The Hadron, H-A-D, not H-Y.
Yeah, you've got to be careful how you say that. You make sure it's a Hadron Collider, not some sort of thing that you think's a sex aid. Right. Sergeresh, for the time being, is still alive.
Well, I already figured you got dropped on your head when you were a baby, semi-pro. You and Stubb both.
So, no real shot to go on the 3 ball here. It's going to have to be a 3-7 combo.
I would be playing safe there. I mean, the table is too tough. Why not play safe? You know, you take these kind of chances like this, and you can end up losing the match. I mean, that lead is fairly safe against Sergeresh, given that you don't play loose. That was a loose shot.
True story with me. I'm lucky to be here, to be honest, as I fell out of a window 4 floors high in a flat. Lucky for me, my foot got caught on the window latch, so I'm dangling head first. I was 4 years old then. Well, I blame the parents, to be honest with you, to leave you unattended and let you dangle out a window. I've got to question the parentage there.
There's not going to be any adopting, I can tell you that already.
Oh, well, you know these programmes they have on the telly, they have these adverts, these commercials over here, Steve, to adopt a donkey. They must have them in the States. There's enough gullible Americans that would sucker for those things.
Adopt a donkey?
Yeah,
no, if that was in the States, they'd be serious about it.
You've got to adopt a donkey,
good.
You've got to adopt a tiger, and they send you a cuddly toy, and then they send you photographs to keep you up to date on what's that. Plus, they've even got to adopt a child now.
Oh yeah, adopt a child's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good jump shot.
Yeah, for a jump for a play cue, I should say.
Yeah.
Adopt wild horses.
I'll tell you who. I was just going to say that name. I was going to say I'll tell you who could jump really well with a play cue. Earl Strickland. He was very good at jumping with his play cue. Not too many people are good at jumping with a play cue.
Well, Earl's always been against the jump cue, hasn't he?
Yeah, I've seen Earl in big matches jump full balls with his play cue. It's not that easy to do. I used to be able to jump with my play cue okay, but that was when I had a wood shaft and it was also playing on the thicker felt.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh.
Well, here we go, Sergeresh. Oh. This is really thin, but it will go.
This is kind of a tough situation. That's not a terrible thing to do, and I'll tell you why. Because, well, it is a terrible. Against a good player, you're going to be on that 10 ball.
See, he's not going 2 rails to try and get in behind the 10. He's trying to get in bit that way.
But see,
think
Sergeresh got himself out of a tough situation there. Now Sergeresh can play safe here. Put him on the 8-ball. He could roll this soft too if he wanted, but oh, that's terrible.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's just not good cue ball there. You could have tried rolling the 6-ball soft and having a 6 brush to 7 and the cue ball brush back. It's a little touch shot.
Well, I'm glad this match is almost over because I am choking for a cup of coffee here. That's exactly where I'm heading next. That's not going to get
that's
there.
not going in. Oh, it's going to get there. This is not going in the hole.
Here we go.
Boy.
So
it's going to be 16-14 here pretty quick. Now, he does have to go up and down the table, so the critical shot is getting on the 8-ball.
And not hooking yourself behind the 10.
And he's already got a bad angle. Yeah, he's going to have to back it up. Because you can leave yourself a lot of angle on this 8-ball. I mean, that's not a problem.
Watch the jaw. And he's missed it.
Okay, that's fine. He's actually really good on it. Yeah, that was a nice shot. He does a lot of good shots. It just amazes me that when he does the bad ones.
Right, now don't scratch up top right. You've got to be brave enough to get past the side pocket though. Is he going around the houses here? No, he isn't. So he is past the side pocket. Now he's good.
Yeah, Larry, I know there's a lot of wild horses in certain parts there. I guess it's become a problem with how many there are. Oh, that barely went in. That was a bank shot.
Right, Tommyy breaking again for the match.
Well, Tommy's dicking around here, and it may come back and bite him.
Well,
I mean, this is just, this match should have been over already.
He's got a start, got a ball, he's got a shot. Now he's got a long way to travel to go on the 2-ball though. Got to get behind that 7.
He's got traffic, and there's a side pocket there, and
oh, this is what.
That's a great shot. That was really well done. Managed to not go in the corner and good speed.
Now you've got to stun this in. He's killed it.
That's a good shot too. So, little rub on the 3 and shoot the 4 ball in the corner or the side. Oh, he didn't get the rub. Okay.
Oh, now he's going to have to avoid the 7.
No, he can avoid this going forward. It'll miss it and come off the rail and just shoot the 5 up table. You don't want to try to get the 5 in the corner down at this end because you might hit the 7. Hit it easy and just slip by the 7 and shoot the 5 up table.
See, he's digging in. He's
got
got it in his mind.
I don't like this.
It's playing in his mind.
I would just do the simple thing.
Yeah, and look what's happened.
It was simple to just make that and slide by the 7 and shoot the 5 up table. And instead, he got to start juicing things up, and that's a terrible play. I don't know what the idea of that is. That's called I want to lose play. I would be putting him on the 10 ball here. He's going the wrong way. That's a terrible play. Now just thin that 5 ball and spin it down there behind the 10.
That 5 will bank. I mean, that's...
Oh, it was a pretty easy shot to get him down there on the 10. Even if you didn't get it, you had the 6 and the 7 there. I mean, you would be amazed. You would be amazed at how far you can move the cue ball with spin and not move the object ball very far. Spinning the cue ball off the rail, you can move the cue ball way down table and hardly move the object ball. Even hitting it, not real thin because you don't need a lot of speed because a spin off the rail is going to give you the speed on the cue ball.
I will venture to say that this could be Sergeresh's last shot. Well, this tournament is yet to warm up because we've not seen anything classy so far. Well, he's going to have to avoid collisions here.
Anyway, at least I'm open to my mental issues.
Well, it's good that at least you know you're crazy. It's when you don't know you're crazy that you're more dangerous.
Earl's not crazy. He's just a little neurotic. And let me tell you something about Earl. Man. Earl's probably the best 9-ball player that's ever lived. I mean, his record's phenomenal. His play phenomenal. I mean, Earl's a great player. It's kind of a shame that, especially in Europe, people think of him as being a nut. But he's a phenomenal player.
Well, he is a bit of a nut, though, Steve. You've got to admit it.
He's just a little neurotic.
Well, that's another word for that's a politically correct term for saying he's a nut.
No, that's not the same as being a nut. I mean, Earl's. If you ever listen to him commentate stuff, you'll learn a lot.
Oh, he knows what he's talking about. Yeah, I've heard him.
He's just a phenomenal player. I mean, kind of unique. I mean, the closest thing to him nowadays would be Shane Van Boening, as far as, Groke and how he plays. But when Earl had it going, there was nothing like it.
Well, this is the biggest rack coming up right now, and Sergeresh is going to be breaking in it. Who'd have thought we'd have got this far when Tommyy was 5-0 up and 6 racks in front at one stage?
It's because of what Tommy keeps doing.
Yeah.
I mean, Tommy keeps dicking around, and it's going to bite him in the butt if he's, not careful.
Well,
so Sergeresh has got a ball in, and now the question is, how do you play safe here? This is kind of tricky. You could push out.
Has he got enough room to overcut this onto the long rail and bump it in off the 6? Obviously he hadn't.
That's a pretty good shot if it slows up. Slow up. Yep. Yeah. That's not bad. I mean, it was simple, kind of a simple shot, and was he going to try to jump this?
Well, Tommyy did a successful jump earlier on, didn't he?
This is a tough jump shot. Yeah, see, I wouldn't have done that just because, unless you're really sure, the kick was not that hard and you could kick safe, use the 3 ball.
Well, this is a test of Sergeresh's nerve because he knows exactly where he stands.
Well,
ball in hand.
Since he's playing the wrong ball.
And straight away he's done the numptiest thing you could ever do with ball in hand. He's forgot about the 1.
We're all sitting here watching him line up and do it.
Sergeresh is still trying to work out what he's done wrong. Yeah, he's now realised it.
Oh really? I didn't know that. I watched a lot of the Manny Pacquiao, Pacquiao matches, but I never heard one with Earl. Yeah, Earl's a good commentator.
Yeah, well,
he's interesting to listen to too, because he'll be like, "Oh, I never liked this shot," and or this shot's really hard, and I mean, he says stuff like that, which most commentators don't, so it kind of gives you some more insight.
Well, that could be the biggest fatal mistake you're going to make in a final rack.
Let me tell you something, guys. Being a little screwy is not a bad thing, because I've seen a lot of great players and a lot of them are a little screwy, and that's why has he got to be like that? Well, that's probably one of the reasons why he's a great player. Well, Earl's in the chat. I didn't see the match he was in the chat. I watched several matches. I probably watched 8 or 9 of them.
Well, this is a make or break shot for Tommyy to win this match. Getting good on the 7th. And that ain't going to be it, I don't think. Is it going to slow up? Yes, it is. It's perfect. I thought that was going to run on there.
It's looking like Tommy's finally going to get there. I hope I'm not commentator cursing him, but...
Well, one thing's for certain. Sergeresh is going to remember how he lost this first match by what he did in the final, in the penultimate rack, when he had the table there to run out. Shot the wrong ball. She's just a little dab and let it roll out. Play the 10 into the opposite corner. He's letting it roll out a bit more than I would have let it roll out. This is a test of the old nerves here. So this for the match. We won't bother looking at the stats, but it's gone in, and Tommy's fallen over the line. Sergeresh is banging his head off his desk because he shot the wrong ball. I won't say well done to Tommyy because it certainly wasn't well done, but he's through and he can improve. Got to find that level of consistency. So what we've got left is we have this match tomorrow. As I say, I'll be out doing shopping at the time with Sargo and Hazeric. Spudboy and Linus is on Saturday at 8:30. I won't be there, or 8 o'clock. I won't be there for that because these matches are taking roughly 2 hours, maybe a bit more in some cases, depending how the distance they go. And I'll be going to work the next day in that one. Fast Eddie and Spectre Dawn is a week today, isn't it? I think, no, in fact, it's even longer than that. It's a fortnight today, is it not? Thursday the 11th of January, so that's a long way away. But even that starts at 7:15, so I could probably cover that one. So that is all the matches that are there at the moment. So all that remains to do is to wish you all a happy new year. Thanks to Bill again for his donation. And we'll see you again in the new year if we don't see you sooner. And likewise,
Yeah, well, I'm sure you'll be online some point here.
Yes, or whatever, whatever matches might crop up. So I don't go back to work until Friday, but as I say, I'm doing a shop tomorrow to cover me for the new year. So I'll be out the house most of the day and most of the afternoon. Right, so that's it. Take care, guys.
That's an interesting comment, Paul, because Anton Raga has really slowed down, and maybe he's trying to make less mistakes. He certainly has. But Anton Raga was always a fast player. And I think he'll probably get back to playing faster because I did notice that too. Anton Raga is playing very who plays fast. Got to watch the right guys, but I agree. Raga's getting too slow.
We didn't have a Christmas tournament, Steve. At least two people were asking about that, so there wasn't much call for it.
I bogeyed Christmas. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, there wasn't really much call for it. I don't think there was that many people around at the time. But when does it fall? It's Monday, isn't it? Well, here's an idea. Get more teams into Monday Night 9-ball Scotch doubles, and then you've got a New Year tournament. Oh, my phone's just fallen on the floor. Right. Anyway,
you just want more people to conquer.
I want to get coffee here. I want to say good night and get out of here.
Yep. All right, guys.
Right. See you later, folks.
Good night.
Take care. Thanks for joining us, Steve. And we'll see you again soon.